then when you stand for something that is important, and you put your weight behind, you put your strength behind, films like Bala that you spoke of, and Son Chidi, and these are unconventional choices, unusual choices. When there's a conversation around, say, the brown facing in Bala, or the accusations of ageism in Sant Ki Aankh, we'll not get into why those happen, but does that make you feel, as someone who's actually on the other side of the argument, where you're actually trying to fight to sort of destigmatize those prejudices, does that become disappointing that that's what people take away? Or does it make you question that, did we screw up? Did we make a mistake?
I mean, I think it's a mix of both. There is a certain amount of realization that if I'm trying to create a democratic, artistic environment, then I should also be a part of the solution. Having said that, the truth of the matter is that in the commerce of the business that we are in, an idealistic world does not always exist. I would want to create that, but it doesn't honestly exist, because this conversation stands true for me from my first film, because I wasn't naturally the way my character in Dam Laga Ke Haisha was. Correct. I have always tried to transform. Yeah. If I think of it personally, the greed that I have as an actor, I'm never going to stop taking up these roles. Right. Am I not going to try and create more opportunities for other actors to be a part of it? 100%. Yeah. But I'm not going to stop taking on these roles, because I'm an actor. It is my primary job to be able to play different characters. Right. So I don't think I'm being dishonest to, sure, or I'm doing a disservice to what I'm supposed to do. But yes, it would be a disservice if I don't create an environment that is equal and has more opportunities.
Sure. Just to rattle off some of your filmography: Toilet Ek Prem Katha, Shubh Mangal Savdhan, Sant Ki Aankh, Bala, Badai Do, Bheed. They're clearly films which are socially relevant films. Is this merely a coincidence?
I don't think so. For the first half of my career, I was like, no, these films are just coming on to me, but the truth is, these are my choices. Yeah. I think it's inherently in my nature to give back. And I feel like the position that I'm at, I'm very fortunate that my work, my job, or my art gives me an opportunity to kind of give back, and this is kind of my way or my service to the society. And I feel like a lot of it comes from my upbringing, because I always saw my parents do the same through their own ways. And I have immense love for the country that I live in. I am a very, very proud Indian, and I always have been. So for me, to create, to have any kind of positive impact within my country gives me a lot of pride and a lot of pleasure. So I feel like I'll always continue doing socially relevant cinema. But having said that, I also kind of enjoy dwelling into Pati Patni Aur Wo, or some of the films that are going to come out, or because for me, I want to be entertained while I am filming that film. Right. So even if it's a Bala, or it's a Dam Laga Ke Haisha, or a Sant Ki Aankh, all these films have had a certain amount of lightness to them while kind of conveying something very important. So I think that's something that I like dwelling in.
I'm going to talk to you about the entertainment in these films, but what I want to ask you is, do you think that socially relevant films, or films that have, a film like Toilet Ek Prem Katha, which was very important, which was speaking about something specific, do you think they have the potential to lead to change? And have you experienced that in the films that you've done, or through the films that you've done? Have you noticed real world changes that may have occurred post a Toilet, or post a Bala, or post any of these films that you did?
Absolutely. If I speak of Toilet Ek Prem Katha specifically, a film that I'm so proud of, it honestly was a career-changing film for me, because for me, Toilet Ek Prem Katha was like a re-debut, in somebody who was like the closest to who I am. But I remember when the script had come to me, India was not open defecation free. We were at a staggering 55%, and obviously, we had all government agencies trying their best. With the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, there was a massive change that had happened. But what we needed to do was we needed to kind of seep into the mindset that people had. Right. And when a film like Toilet came out, we actually saw that change, because in every little village, taluka, district of India, Toilet Ek Prem Katha was was played, and they'd seen that content, and they were like, okay, this is my right. It is my right to have access to sanitization and good sanitary health. And we are very proud that, post the film, and the film was celebrated globally. Post the film, we saw like massive change. So that was the first time I realized the power of cinema. The way it can influence a large number of people. And I feel like since then I have kind of been on this journey. Even if I speak of Badhai Do, my latest film, after Badhai Do release, the amount of love the film received, I remember I was in a theater in Dehradun, I was filming at the moment, and there was this there were a set of parents and their son, and they came up to me, and they were broken, they were howling, and he was like, this was my coming out moment to my family. So it can be something as small as that, and it can be something on a macro level like what Toilet Ek Prem Katha did. But I feel the power that cinema has is immense, and it would be really, really great if we have more people exercising it to the best of their ability.